All right, I'm back. I left a comment somewhere, and Lazy Boy left me a comment from. I leave comments everywhere because I love to just, believe it or not, I love to troll people and just change their minds about. The big one yesterday is everyone talks about these fallen angels, fallen angels, fallen angels. Nowhere in the Bible does it say anything about fallen angels. So what the guy said is, go read the Bible, bro. That's that. So that fallen angels isn't anywhere in the Bible. The only one that fell was Satan when the Lord said, I seen Satan fall from heaven like a star, or whatever it says. This is J.D. Nija, Word of Truth. That would probably have to be the funniest answer you could ever give me. Go read the Bible. I've been studying this Bible just in this incarnation really, really hard for like 35 years, 40 years, 35, 40 years. 30, 25, 30 of them really hard, like a maniac. And now I'm just a fanatic. I'm a Bible fanatic. I'm a Bible dick. So this is J.D. Nija, Word of Truth, Coffee with J.D. Nija. I was talking about the image of the beast and what the word image means, and there's like 6 different definitions of the word image. And just like the word imagination, image is difficult to understand at best. So when they say image of the beast, it's pretty open to interpretation. Okay, so this is this is what I wanted to talk about. Made me think of good old GMS and some of these other goofy incarnations of Bible theology. This is in Zechariah. This is right after the crowns for the high priest. The 4 crowns of endurance, availability, insight, and grace. I'm not going to go into that again. But then it goes into fasting for God, and then it goes into God's standard for righteousness, 6:8. Zechariah 6, verse 8. And I'll read. And the word of the Lord came unto Zechariah, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies, the one that's going to come back and rain judgment on people for their ignorance, lack of knowledge, lack of availability, lack of insight, lack of endurance. Execute, the Lord of hosts saying, execute true judgment and show mercy and compassion every man to his brother. So we're supposed to be being kind to each other and to be open, right? To each man's vision, right? Because that's where GMS screws up, and I'm going to show you something right here. It's pretty interesting how the Lord leads me to this stuff. And oppress not the widow, nor the fatherless, the stranger, nor the poor, and let none of you imagine There's that word again. Imagine evil against his brother in your heart. So let's see what it says about imagine. Plan. So biblically, image could be a plan. A plot, a scheme. Ziggy Marley says, what a plot against I and I. Them not gon' catch I. What a plot against I and I. Them don't know catch I. We see them scheme and we know they plot. So watch them plot. We see them scheme and we know them plot. So let them plot. So this image could be a plot. It's a scheme. It's a plan. So when you think of the image of the beast, it's more falling into their plan, falling into their scheme. And that's where it says the elect won't be able to be schemed or scammed or plotted against. They imagine evil against his brother in your heart. Don't do that. So when you think of GMS and what they're doing, this imagining evil against their brother, their brother is Esau Edom, if they're true Israelites. So what it's saying is don't do that. It's my story, not your story. But what, verse 11, get this. But they refused to hearken. They refused to listen, and pulled away the shoulder and stopped their ears, that they should not hear. Verse 12, yea, they made their hearts as an adamant stone, lest they should hear the law and the words which the Lord of hosts has sent in his spirit by the former prophets. Therefore came a great wrath from the Lord of hosts. So the Lord of armies, this army of angels, this fallen angels, fucking people, man. That's what I was trying to explain to these knuckleheads yesterday. There's angels on the right hand, there's angels on the left hand. This Lord of hosts, these angels are doing the will of God. It might not look like that to you, bruh. But for us that read the Bible, bruh, we know that these angels are doing the will of the Lord. That's why I always say, if it be the Lord's will, take them. Take whoever out. Who am I to tell the Lord who and who's not righteous and who's wicked? I just go by what I see, and I try and inform my ideas and my imaginations on what I know about the Lord's will and the heart of the Lord. So when it says, yea, they made their hearts as an adamant stone, does that remind you of millstone? And they're just grinding you down. They just grind and grind. They're adamant. I was saying that in the first part of the video, and man, my phone is funky. I couldn't even turn the video off. Something's wrong with my touchpad. It's like I gotta turn my phone off and on constantly to reset it, because it's probably hacked or something. I don't know. But yea, they made their hearts as an adamant stone, and it says an adamant stone is a rebellious, literally gave a rebellious or stubborn shoulder. A millstone, a grinding millstone. Lest they should hear the law and the words which the Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies, has sent in his spirit by the former prophets. See, I can claim it all day long, and it might not be true, but I don't even need to claim it because I know it's true. I've done this before. I'm not bragging on anything. You know what? Being a prophet has been one of the most difficult carnations that a spirit can have. The good part doesn't start till the shit ends. It's been. You hear the doves? The doves are. Hear them bearing witness. Yepers. Anyhow, I'm trying to explain to these guys the spirit by his former prophets, coming back and back and back and back, pretty much doing the same thing in different incarnations. Therefore came a great wrath from the Lord of hosts. Therefore it has come to pass that as he cried, that again is probably that singing out. Let me see what it says about cried, 13. Called or proclaimed. That's me. I'm proclaiming things against these guys because there's things that are wrong, and I'm not going to shut up until they shut the fuck up. We'll see who gets shut up first. Therefore it came to pass that as he cried and they would not hear, so they cried and I would not hear, said the Lord of hosts. One of us is going to be crying at the end for mercy, and the Lord's going to be laughing at them. But I scattered them with the whirlwind among all the nations whom they knew not. Thus the land was desolate after them, that no man passed through, nor returned, and they laid the pleasant land desolate. They're making it impossible to do the Lord's will because they're standing in a very they're standing like statues. They're not pivoting, they're not moving, they're not alive. They're speaking death. They're solid, they're adamant. How's it say it? They're an adamant stone. They're like a statue. You can't move them. They're not gonna say, "Damn, we hated that J.D. Nija," but you know what? Now we know why we hated him, because he was telling us the truth. It's not going to happen. And then I'll skip God's great jealousy because we know what's going on there. Well, might as well. It talks about truth. Again, the word of the Lord of hosts came to me. This is Zechariah 8:1. Thus said the Lord of hosts, I was jealous for Zion with great jealousy, and was jealous for her with great fury. Thus said the Lord, I am returned unto Zion, and will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and Jerusalem shall be called a city of truth. Like I was saying yesterday, the truth is tiring because we're being inundated with lies and deception. So the fact that my channel is called Word of Truth, if you go into the scriptures, what's he say? I am returned unto Zion and will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem. Jerusalem shall be called a city of truth. Why is it a city of truth? Because the word of truth dwells there. And that's why I'm saying that I'm a prophet of old. I don't care about any agenda. I'm just going by what the Bible says. And you know how many people say to me, like this dummy, lazy butthead, read the Bible, bro. And the mountain of the Lord, the host of the holy mountain. Thus said the Lord of hosts, there shall yet old men and old women dwell in the streets of Jerusalem, and every man with his staff in his hand. for very age, and the streets of the city shall be full of boys and girls playing in the streets thereof. What's that mean? You're going to be able to tell who's who. You'll be able to tell the first fruits. There'll be men of old age. There'll be men of renown. There'll be men of substance. Even though I try and make it easy, the things that I find in the Bible right now, just everything I find, everywhere I go, everything I do, it's tiring because no one really understands what I'm saying. Except maybe you, Jay Hall, you're getting it. I know I'm not the best teacher, and I know I'm not the easiest guy to listen to, and I'm sure my tired demeanor is not conducive to, hey, come watch my channel. I'm here to tell you something, buddies. Let's do this. Maybe I should try it. Fake it to make it. Let's see. The people shall return. Thus said the Lord of hosts, if it be marvelous in the eyes of the remnant of this people in these days, should it also be marvelous in mine eyes? Yes, it's marvelous in all of our eyes, said the Lord of hosts. Thus said the Lord of hosts, behold, I will save my people from the east country and from the west country. If you haven't figured it out yet, on a flat earth, on a circular disc, there is no north or south. But that's why he doesn't say from the north and the south to the east to the west. If you're on a disc, there's only that to the right and to the left, no matter how you're standing. So everywhere is either east or west. North and south is up and down. Get it? North, south, east, west. Or east, west. West, east, whatever. That's what he's saying. And I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and they shall be my people, and I will be their God in truth and in righteousness and in truth. And that's what he's saying, from the east to the west. Everyone will know that we're on a fucking disc. We're not on a ball, we're on a disc. It might be convex, it might be concave, but it's a disc. And there's reflection from the sun and the moon are probably coming up through a spot, a hole in the middle, and it's reflecting off the firmament. That's why the light is coming up. It reflects off the firmament, and we get a sun that comes over, and the heat comes up from the bottom, and it goes around and around because it's going around and around. As above, so below. I've been doing this for a long time. Thus said the Lord of hosts, let your hands be strong. Ye that hear in these days these words by the mouth of the prophets, can you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Which were in the day that the foundation of the house of the Lord of hosts was laid, that the temple might be built. I was with Yahushua when this place got put together. I was here when this place got put together. I helped build the disc. That's how I know it's a disc. These things are coming to remembrance. It's like, oh my God, What else am I going to find out that's going to blow my mind? Been here. I was one of the first fruits, people. And that's how you know. That's why he says right there from the foundation, the words by the mouth of the prophets, which were in the day that the foundation of the house of the Lord of hosts was laid. So if you lay a foundation, do you make it round? Do you make a foundation round? Or do you make it flat so that you can build on it? It has to have, a foundation has to be flat. Whether it's on a hill or whatever, you have to build up one side so that it's flat. So when you build your house, it doesn't slide down the fucking mountain. Slovakia for my verbiage. Let's have some fun. This is fun. Welcome to my channel, JD Nija. Word of Truth with JD Nija. Coffee with JD Nija. Welcome. Glad you're here. I know I'm a little psychotic, but this world is driving me into a crazy place. So then it goes. I'm going to close out with this because Zechariah, Zephaniah, they might have been called the minor prophets, but these guys were saying things that we need to pay attention to, even though it's short and sweet, like the thing about the Edomites yesterday. David made all those nations bow to him, and they were bringing gifts. So what's a gift? The gift is the gift of the gospel. The gospel is the good news. And the good news is, under David and under Yahushua, everything's truth. There's no lies. There's no bullshit. We get along because we know what to do. We know how to act. So the only ones that didn't bring gifts, the only ones that didn't tribute to Melchizedek, like Abraham did, Abraham brought gifts onto Melchizedek as a tithe to that power. So who are the people who will not bring gifts onto the power? Edom. That's why Edom and Obadiah gets a foot up their ass, because they're stubborn, rebellious people. They're Israel that is just, it's like this adamant stone, this great millstone that won't be moved, that grinds everything into a pulp. Same story, but these verses are some of my favorite, because as time comes down to the end, the truth is going to be the Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Mike Tyson, the Wilt Chamberlain, the power, the scorer, the strength of our people. Truth. So it's called, the title of the little section is called A Truthful Nation. And it's in the same book, Zechariah 8, verse 16. And it says, "These are the things that you shall do. Speak you every man the truth to his neighbor. Execute the judgment of truth and peace in your gates." What's the truth? The truth is, anybody can be saved if they will listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. And that's where Great Millstone is really putting their own shackles on their own feet. They're shackling themselves up, and they're shackling up anyone that'll listen to them, because they're not bringing the truth. The truth is, the Lord has a plan for people to get saved, and you don't know who those people are, GMS. Tell the truth. Execute the judgment of truth and peace in your gates, and let none of you imagine. There's that word again. Are we going to imagine that Joseph is the father of Yahushua? Are we going to imagine that we're flying through space on a spinning wet ball rocket? Are we going to imagine that Cornelius was actually an Israelite foreigner just to satisfy our Negro militant